We cater to you. Let me cater to you. Let me cater to you. I wanna let you know, girl, that you know that I am what you do. So let me reassure you, my love will be purpose without you. If I want it, I'm gonna ask you. Flying to be better, challenge me for the better. What do you let me cater to you?
Hey y'all, welcome back to Make It Make Sense. And we're going to be talking about a story that has been trending out there in the social media world, the real television stations, and probably magazines as well. But honey, baby, the Potter House people got issues. And we're talking about T.D. Jakes, okay, and his wife and their eldest daughter is embroiled into some scandalous stuff. Yes. We're getting our article from bckonline.com, and she entitled it T.D. Jakes' daughter Cora Coleman embroiled in drama involving her kids. Those two parents right there raised Cora. Cora got married to a man that both parents were, I'm guessing, allegedly, were okay for her to marry, and they got married. And I don't know why these kids weren't theirs, that they biologically had. Didn't do too much research to try to figure out, was it infertility issues or whatnot. But maybe the story would give us some clarification on that. But honey, we got one story going on that the husband is allegedly pedophile, or how can we say, be messing with kids, and he ain't got no business messing with no kids in that sexual way. And then we got Cora being accused, or both of them, her husband and her and her husband, being accused of taking a baby from somebody under false pretenses. So child, baby, we might well go on and get in this story. But y'all know T.D. Jakes. He's the Potter House man, preacher. I think he's from Dallas, Texas, or hell, he could be in California. I'm really not sure, so don't quote me on it. But I know those high, powerful, well-known, mega millions dollar churches, they have a lot of scandal, a lot of untold things that happen, and that's with most modest church facilities and things of that nature. They hide a lot of secrets, and a lot of stuff is not being made public, and these so-called victims are definitely paying the price, and it's messing up their lives as adults, or young adults, or older adults, because they never get over the trauma that has been brought to them or placed on them. But honey, when I saw this story, I said, what in the mother of baby Jesus and Joseph is going on here? Sodom and Gomorrah stuff is this. What Jezebel's spirit entered that marriage union? Okay, I'm just not understanding. But we gonna hope that this story, while it's evolving, it comes out with some truth, and it comes out with some people getting some mental and physical help with their emotional needs, because this is just a lot. This is a lot. It's not unheard of, especially in the church facilities. But we place too much in man instead of believing in our Lord Jesus Christ, whom I believe in. Other people believe in other things, and I'm not getting into that. It's not worth a debate, because people gonna be with who they are gonna be with when it comes to practicing their religion and their faith. Okay, that's not really up to debate. But let's get on into this story, because I was like, woo, and I am doing it for my family members that asked me to cover it and give some insight and give some clarification on how I feel about it. Then I have to turn it back on y'all. Y'all get down in them comments and y'all let me know. Is that the what do you call it, the chickens coming home to roost type of situation? Because I'm sure, because it has been other scandals surrounding the Potter House. Okay, it has been. Do your research and go and look it up. You'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, We go on to the story. It says T.D. Jakes' daughter, Cora Coleman, is embroiled in not one but two scandalous involving her kids. Okay, two scandals involving her kids. The first one allegedly involves allegations of Coleman stealing a woman's baby through deceptive practices. Now, ain't that the book? Please, and deceptiveness with taking up all them tithes and offerings too, and people, definitely, such as T.D. Jakes, going out there buying jets and living in 7 or 8 different damn homes and stuff. Like, people, we got to stop giving all this to our so-called religious leaders and, pay our bills. Definitely pay your tithes if that's the way you feel you need to do. Give offerings as well. But we can't keep giving people that's supposed to be men and women of God, feeding us the good word, and then thinking they got to take advantage of the situation. You got to buy them about 4 or 5 houses. You got to buy their family some houses. You got to sit there and buy them jets, planes, airplanes, trains. You know what I'm saying? What kind of mess is that? That's another whole story for another whole video. But let's get on into this. It said Michelle Loud, a local hairstylist, recently took to social media to allege Cora's son, Jason Coleman, was her biological son. The hairstylist explained to her supporters and skeptics that Cora and her husband, Richard Brandon Coleman, capitalized off her susceptibility at the time to reportedly take her son away. I was just set up from the beginning, Michelle revealed in a tearful video clip. She was not there to help me, the hairstylist said of Cora, that's T.D. Jakes' oldest daughter. She was actually there to take my child, the tearful mom continued, and she did everything that she could to get what she wanted, her and her husband, Michelle added. Okay, Cora and Richard Brandon Coleman adopted their daughter, Amari, after trying to have a child by way of IVF treatment. So see, we found out what the problem was. She couldn't have. She was having infertility troubles. So the couple knew having biological kids would be difficult, as Cora was diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome. At 22 years old, the couple adopted their son Jason more than a year after his biological mom gave birth. She played on my vulnerability, Michelle told her social media fans in her recent confessional videos. She had me in front of a effing MacBook, recording and asking me questions, talking about it was counseling. But it wasn't counseling, because later on, down the line, a few years later, she would then use that evidence against me in court when I went to fight for my son, the hairstylist shared. Now, what kind of Jezebel spirit manipulation is that, people? What type of malicious idea that she would use something that she felt she was counseling somebody under the ruse of godly counseling someone, helping someone in a godly spirit? Then she gonna do a 360-degree turn and try to take the woman's baby. Now, you know that ain't right. That ain't right. I'm like, how far did T.G. Jakes know about this situation? Because I'm pretty sure she ran it by her mama and daddy. I mean, were they conspirators? Were they accompanying her, showing her how to do the tricks of the trades to definitely get what they wanted at any cost? But let's get on back to the article. Okay? I represented myself in trial by myself, Michelle told her supporters and critics, and I had to sit up there and come to an agreement because I didn't know how to fight no more. Now, it's a shame you have to fight against non-religious folks, but you got the ones that's supposed to be feeding your soul, giving you the good news from the Lord. They doing treacherous and manipulation tactics on you. Now, how bad is that? And they're supposed to be both men and women of the cloth. I tell you, y'all people better wake up. Listen to your intuition. The Lord gave each and every one of us his voice. We just got to be quiet enough and real enough to hear it and represent what it is telling you to do. Okay, I don't know about right and wrong, good and bad. We know about that. So we need to practice it and do our due diligence and practice it in our daily lives and our comings and goings. And don't think everybody in wolves, well, sheep's clothing, they may be wolves. You know what I'm saying? They presenting themselves as one thing, but when you get down the line, you see a whole nother different side of that person. And that's the side that you should have been looking for from the beginning. But sometimes, like I said, people wear masks really well. They come to you all white and glowing, and then once you get to a certain point or you figure out who they really is, they start looking all dark. You know what I'm saying? Wearing dark clothing and everything. Okay? But anyway, she was just saying she was representing herself on both sides of the fence, and she was coming up short-handed pretty much. In addition to the scandal surrounding Cora Coleman's son, Bishop T.D. Jake's daughter, Cora, is also grappling with the reality of her estranged husband being brought up on criminal charges revolving around child abuse. The Jasmine reports. Okay, the Jasmine brand. Y'all don't know who she is? Go find out. Go on YouTube. And you'll see how an outstanding reporter investigator she is. She has her own YouTube channel. She has her own podcast. She has it going on. So go over there and tell I sent you. All right. And we go back into the article. It says, according to source close to the family, Richard allegedly inappropriately touched their adopted daughter, Amari. Okay, that's her on the right. Amari, 13. The source claimed that it is possible that there was something further than touching that took place. Okay, Richard was arrested earlier this month on the night of May 4th for sexual assault. Okay, Cora, T.D. Jake's oldest daughter, announced her decision to divorce Richard Brandon Coleman earlier this year. The author celebrated her first Mother's Day as a single mom earlier this month. All right, I'm glad so much love surrounded me, Cora said of the experience. I'm a heart mommy. Wait a minute. I'm a heart mommy to some of the most amazing children. She added, I'm grateful God chose me to be their mom. Cora continued, my favorite hat to wear is mommy. I'm a mommy first and foremost, and I'll have their back and fight for them until I die. And even then, I'll be covering them. So don't try it, devil. Okay? That's a lot. That's a lot to undergo. That's a lot to try to understand, because we're looking at both sides, and you know the truth laying somewhere down in that middle. And like I say, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be blown over. Her husband gonna be the scapegoat, and TDJ's got a lot of pull in the communities and the surrounding communities, and really worldly. Okay. He's a worldly preacher. So he's going to get Miss Cora out of her situation. However, was she right in manipulating? If it was any manipulation going on between her and the biological mom of the son, that's in question. Okay. And did she not know some tendencies of her soon-to-be ex-husband? Did she not see any signs that he was liking children the inappropriate way? Because Richard should not only be going to jail and facing criminal charges, Cora should be too. Okay? If it quacks like a duck, it looks like a duck, damn, it's a duck. Okay? Both of them need to be taken care of with the legal system, and let have on whatever they find out, and definitely get that child back to his mama if she's stable enough to actually handle being a mom. I mean, this is just too much, but we'll keep the family we call it updated as these things seem to take legs and they grow more stories compounding upon each other. But we'll keep y'all abreast as I see other things transpiring with this particular story. We don't know if it's going to be swept under the rug or whether the truth is going to come out. But since there are children involved, I think we definitely should pray to our gods, because like everybody don't serve the same Lord now, and Savior. But if everybody can, come to a meetings of the mind and send prayers up for those two children, because they are the most important thing, not those two grown adults acting very precarious. You see what I'm saying? They putting these situations on these kids, very, very precarious, and we don't see all. But everything that's done in the dark shall come to light. Okay? Everything that's done in the dark will come to light. And what they put on somebody else shall come back full circle. I do know that. Especially if it was done maliciously. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's all I had of this story. Like I said, as it unfolds, I'll be giving y'all reports as things update. For the positive or for the negative. Alright? And I'll see y'all next video. Bye-bye.